Hello, everyone. This is Fibertown. It's episode 120. It's the 10th of September, 2015, and my name is Emily. Chain of Fools on Ravelry, and Fibertown with an RE on Instagram, and Periscope, and I don't know where else. It's good to see you all. It's been about 10 days, and we have the Summer of S to get to today, as well as works in progress, spinning, FOs, acquisitions, and Ask Fibertown. So hello! Let's get right to the giveaway stuff. This was from the most amazing Summer of S, the second annual Summer of S, where you can put basically anything you want in an FO/chat/ works in progress thread. Everything is eligible for prizes. So I was able to pull, I think, 10 prizes. And the S part originally came from us spending the summers in Spain. As well as there are so many cool things that you can do and make that begin with S. Sweaters, socks, shawls. It can be a pattern, it can be a colorway, it can be where you knit it, it can be the fact that you knit it in the summer, etc., etc. So very cheater friendly and just so full of amazing stuff. So you guys want raise a cup of lipstick coffee and let's see who won what. I think there were around 1,400 entries, and I used random.org to pull them. And a couple of them were me, so I had to re-pull, which is why I don't do this on the air especially when there are so many things to give away. Okay, so without further ado, our first winner, and I just pulled them in order and then gifted the first person, the first pattern, the first item on the thread that was listed there. So, Rose Bob, you won Pearl of the Pacific pattern. So I guess contact me and I'll make sure things get moved along to the right place for everyone. The next one was P. Latham, and she just won something a few months ago. So you are a lucky girl. You are a lucky girl because you won. Oh, I forgot to say, Pearl of the Pacific has a podcast as well, which is awesome. She's an amazing designer, sock knitter, so check her out. P. Latham, you won Holland Handmaid's bag. And I hope Erin opens her store back up again because I think she's just been off for the summer, I hope, because I want this bag. And she's also sending you a mini, a stitch marker, and some tea. So congratulations. Let me know when you get this, when you hear this podcast and see it. And I'll get that to you. The next one is Studio Von Design. You are the happy winner of 3 Franciscan Gypsy crochet patterns. Okay, I'm just going to talk about a coincidence. I'm going to do like the last, I'm going to move it along, switch it around, because what was hilarious is that the original winner that I pulled to win these patterns was Marlisha, Lady Furnico, who is Franciscan Gypsy Talia's mother. So I couldn't have that, right? Because she test knits the patterns, or test crochets them. So I just scooted things down, and Marlisha, look what you won. Krabby McHappy Pants, which is from another friend of the podcast who has won in the past, and I mentioned her name earlier. So look at you, you won some socks that rock lightweight. Awesome. The next, so Studio Von Design, contact me. I'll get you in touch with Talia. Marlisha, contact me. Send me your info again, and I'll get that out to you. Okay. The next winner is Caroline Spin Knit. You won something that I want. You won from my friend Knit Country hand embroidered tea towels, and I'm not going to open them, but they are cute they're not hand embroidered, but they are, she does it by hand with machine, if that makes any sense. adorable tea towels, and a packet of sake chazuke, which is a Japanese yummy soup. That will go to you, Caroline Knits Spin Knit, so contact me. Now, another one I'm very jealous of. I'm jealous of all of these, but some of these I'd just love to have. Nanita NYC, you are the lucky winner of not, let me take it out of the bag, this bag from Shaker Lane Woolworks with a cute Buddha head zipper pull. How nice is that? And that's not all. She also sent along a gradient pack. It's beautiful, right? I need to go back to her store too. So lucky you. Contact me and I'll send them to you. Now we have I'm sorry, I can't read my handwriting. Okay, Knit Sublime. You won a $10 or less pattern generously gifted from DP Temple. Thank you, DP Temple. You're awesome. And Knit Sublime. Let me know when you see this and I'll get you two in touch. Let's see. Knitting Mama 79. You are also a winner. And let me tell you exactly, so I don't make any mistakes, exactly what you won. You won some yarn from Wandering Wool. And I have knit with her stuff in the past, and you are going to be the lucky winner of 2 skeins of 50 grams each of her new linen yarn base. So extra cool. So contact me when you see this and I'll get you in touch with Joelle, who is Wandering Wool, who has beautiful, beautiful dyeing. And I would love to try that base as well. Okay, who do we have next? Ah, yes, Wallaroo is a winner. You won the Fletcher's Falling Leaves pattern, which is an insanely gorgeous sock pattern designed by Anne of the Carolina Fiber Girls. EANRN, I believe, is her Ravelry handle. So you contact me. I will get you in touch with Anne, and she will gift you the pattern. Let me show you this really quick. Let's see. Have you guys seen the Carolina Fiber Girls Socktober stuff? If you are not paying attention to what they're doing for Socktober, you should go right now and you should listen to their podcast and the one before that. Because there's some, I don't know if they mentioned what they have going on with Lollipop and a bunch of other sponsors, but you need to know about it, okay? You need to be in on that stuff. I'm saying this is a public service announcement to my viewers. All right, so here is Anne's Fletcher's Falling Leaves pattern. Look how beautiful. Yeah. So, Wallaroo, you are the lucky winner of that. And then we have, the next winner is Knitting Mary B. You have also won a pattern, which I'm bringing up right now. You have won a pattern generously gifted by Jennifer Lassonde, who is the hostess of the Down Cellar Studios podcast. Also a very cool podcast. And there she is. Isn't she pretty? And you want a copy of that pattern. So, Knitting Mary B, contact me and I'll get you two in touch and you'll get the pattern. And then the last one was, of course, Lady Fernico, who won the Socks That Rock. That was so much fun, you guys. I have a lot more that I'll be giving away, including a pattern from a brand new designer that we'll talk about more next week. I just talked to her a little bit today, and she'll be doing a giveaway. I have lots of yarns to give away. I have a bag to give away. So watch this space for more stuff, more swag. Okay, just so you know, the next FO thread for prizes will be done in October because how many weeks are left in September? I don't know. Let's just take a break, yeah? We'll do a pattern giveaway and then we'll get back to giving away stuff and all that jazz. Okay, FOs this week. let's see. Well, I have some sewing FOs. And these are from fabrics from Natalie V. Mason, who has a store. Natalie V. Mason. She's based out of Bend, Oregon. And probably if you Google her, you'll find her. I showed her address on a previous episode. She has amazing fabrics that she has designed. I made this one for myself. And now I've been using these Coats & Clark's zippers from Joann's. And they're folded over in the packaging. And I tried to steam it, but that little bump stays like that. So I'm not a fan of that. I just used some ribbon as a zipper pull. See, and it even kind of slows down as you go over that bump. I love this one. This one is mine. It's probably the right size for like a makeup bag. But my purse is usually filled with a variety of these bags. I like to have certain types of things corralled in small bags. Now I made 2 others for the girls in Bend that I visited. This one is awesome sauce. Little pink and white print of fish. It almost looks like it's a little Red Riding Hood kerchief tied under the cheek, but it's fish. So 2 of them are fish, and then the third one, what? Is these pink calaveras, which are Day of the Dead skulls. They are so happy, and they have really good teeth. So I used a pale pink zipper on this one, and again a ribbon zipper pull. Oh, I forgot to show you the inside of these. I made a washi top out of this. So it's just a little cotton. Now this one, what did I put in here? Probably the same thing. Yes. And I interfaced these with like a quilt, a fusible quilt batting. So they're nice and they stand up by themselves. And they're squishy. Excuse me. Now this one I think I lined with, yes, linen. This one's for me. It's got a linen lining. So I've been wanting to get back to some more sewing, garment sewing especially, and bag sewing. But I'm going to get different zippers. I'm going to get specialized handbag zippers. And not from Coats & Clark. I ordered some on Amazon from Zipper Stop, and they're YKK zippers, which make, most of the zippers in the Western world, anyway. And I've been listening to a sewing podcast. I think Sarah Pomegranate mentioned on her podcast, Yarns at Yin Hu, and it's called, what's it called? Thread something. I'm looking it up. Thread Cult. There's some of my audio podcasts. Thread Cult. Really informative stuff. And I think it relates in a certain measure to knitting because at the base of what you're doing in sewing is yarn, right? To make cloth, thread, yarn, etc., fiber. So really interesting stuff. And I've also been watching, and I know Sarah Pomegranate told me about this, the Great British Sewing Bee. So as I've been working on my shawl pattern, formatting the pattern and proofreading it and knitting another sample, I've had this going on my computer in a different window and also learning a ton from that. And it's entertaining. And there's a man with a beard, which I appreciate. So yes, I'm watching the 3rd season of that. It's good stuff. I'm going to have to move on to the Great British Bake Off next. I've been trying not to eat baked goods, so I haven't watched that one yet, but maybe as the holidays get closer, I'll be inspired. Okay, back on topic with FOs. I do have some knitted ones. These are also going to those girls that I made the bags for. And this is Savvy Skeins. This is her worsted weight base, Toxic Pony colorway. I know. This is just a worsted weight hat recipe that I do. I cast on 88 stitches. it's got a wee bit of slouch. So I cast on 88 and I knit for what, 5 inches maybe? And then I decrease every other row. So knit 9, knit 2 together because 88 is a multiple of 11. Is that how I did it? Yeah, let's just say that's how I did it. If that doesn't work, don't blame me. But it works, and I've got this lovely star decrease, and I'm in love with the colorway. I'm gonna block it. It hasn't been blocked yet, but I'm excited to see how it blocks out. Now, I also made a colorimetry, which is a free pattern on Knitty, and I don't remember who it's by. Like calorie, colorimetry, a measurement of heat. So this is out of the same yarn. It's ribbed, it's a big ribbed headband, which you can use to cover your ears. And look, I have a vintage button, a little cute plastic purple button, which I've sewed on with the yarn. And you can use this, the short rows, you don't pick up the wraps. So you get these sort of ready-made buttonholes. And you can adjust this to your head circumference by choosing a different short row hole for the buttonhole. So let's see how this looks on me. Again, has not been blocked, but this is for a magnificent young girl who wears a lot of pigtails. So keep her head warm. She can pull it over her ears, and she can keep her pigtails back here. See? How cute is that? So I'm happy to have those done. That's all I've got for FOs. So on to whips. Well, I have my design, my shawl prototype number 2. The first prototype, well, I'd say the prototype, there can only be one, right? The fingering weight prototype is finished. It's been finished. It needed some tweaks. So I've been knitting the sport weight prototype out of Copper Corgi Jones Street Sport. This is a new colorway she has. It's called Lemongrass. You might remember I knit my Hitofude out of this base in the Fig colorway, which was a purple. The base is, did you hear that? Anyway, my phone has been acting strangely. The base is it 50 or, okay, it's merino alpaca silk. Excuse me. So, sport weight, amazing drape, a very nice halo, but not too much of a halo from the alpaca. And the silk and the merino are white, the alpaca is black. So when it's all blended together, the base is gray. So when you put color on the gray, you get this amazing depth of color. You can see that's a little bit of this gray green and then this just lovely spring green. So I'll tell you more about the shawl. There are a variety of options for yarns when you knit it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I know it's going to be a lot of fun because I've knit this so many times. So yeah. This is my second knit. This is in my Jan Smiley bag. Yes, see that chocolate? Did I mention this before? That's hot chocolate from a cafe in Spain. I think I'm just going to leave that on the bag as a nice memory. This is a sockhead hat, you guys. This might be a present. It looks tiny, but it is super stretchy ribbing. I've done 4 inches of 2x2 rib. And now I've just switched to stockinette. So this has been autopilot, in waiting room kind of knitting because pretty much everything else that I have currently on the needles needs more attention than I can give it when I'm out and about. So this has come along very quickly. And the yarn was a gift. Oh, where's the tag? Ugh. All right, it's Indulgence 6 ply. I really like it. I think it's got acrylic in it, but I really like it. So that's a lot of fun. I can't wait to see how this looks. I think it's going to look a bit faux Fair Isle-y. I can't wait to see how it looks in stockinette. And no, I have two other things on the needles. The first is my Irish coffee. That is in here. It's a bag I made. Isn't that pretty? I love those colors. And it matches this. Again, not the right color on the screen, but the body is complete. The body of the Irish coffee, it's done. Of course, it's all cattica slantwise. So cable pattern, started on the sleeve. Now, the pattern, this is by Thea Coleman, Irish coffee. The sleeve is meant to be short. My sleeves are going to be long. I have plenty of wool. I tried it on. I don't like the way it looks short-sleeved. I've made a couple modifications to the shaping and the length. Nothing really significant, but I stopped it a little bit shorter than the pattern calls for, just because it's heavy already. And I've also picked up and crocheted along the neckline all the way around. Except I did not do a crochet in the V. I stopped on each point. And I decreased 6 or 7 stitches, especially at the shoulders. Did like 3 decreases. I just crocheted 2 together. And it fits much better around the neckline. I think the fit could even be a bit better. So we'll see. It's being knit on US 9s, which are 5.5 millimeters, I think. Oh, I forgot to say about my sock head hat. I think these are US 3s. Or maybe they're 4s. Is that a 3.5 millimeter? Sorry. I think that Indulgent 6-ply is a sport weight. Oh, I did modify this. I cast on 80 stitches rather than 120 because the pattern calls for, it's a free pattern, the Sockhead Hat by Kelly McClure. I'm just winning at the podcasting today. It's important to have these details. People want to know. So Kelly McClure, free pattern, Sockhead Hat. I think that the original ribbing calls for like 6 inches so you can flip it up. I stopped at 4, and I think I'll stop at maybe 6 inches of stockinette. I'll just try it on as I go. I don't want the full slouch. I don't like that baggy poof. What was I saying? Oh yes, my last work in progress. My hair is a mess from trying on hats. Next week, this is all going to be chopped off. I know, tangent, but the camera doesn't pick up as much gray as I truly have. I'm a lot grayer than I look right now. But this still holds dye. And over here, I even have a bit that's still a bit bleached out from when I had purple a few years ago. Just right at the very bottom. And probably 2 summers ago. And I mean, my hair has grown quite a bit. So it's getting chopped. And I can't wait because I feel like I'm living a lie. I've got half dyed hair and quite a bit of the gray coming in. You can really only see it on the camera right here. But I'm just going to be like, I'm a grown woman owning this stuff. I don't like to spend the time and the money to get it done. Yeah, I'm not a high maintenance lady. So I think it'll suit me. I'm a little bit, I like my black hair. It's my natural color. It's really like a dark, dark brown. But I just don't want to fight with it. So we'll see. It's going to get not all the way chopped off, but a bob like I've had most of my life. Also, my hairdresser is back from maternity leave. And I just have ignored my hair the whole time she's been gone. And it's raining outside, which is why I'm in today. Okay, Nanook. It's the day of tangents. Oh my gosh, it's 25 minutes and I'm only on works in progress. Okay, the Nanook. out of some hand spun. I've got a third of the collar done. This has been put aside in favor of other things, sadly. It's a Nanook by Heidi Kiermaier, and it's being knit on US size 6. Signature needles. Still like Chow Goose better. 3-ply Cotswold Coopworth Lamb Cross out of another bag I made. And loving the yarn. I love it, love it, love it. And it's got some schmutz in it. So it's going to be a white sweater. Well, like ivory. It's definitely a yellow tint to this. So I bought this fleece 2 years ago at Shenandoah. And Shenandoah is coming up very soon. I'm going to talk more about that later. It was a small fleece. I've gotten 1,300 yards out of it. I've combed it. I've spun it, though, mostly woolen. And it's about a DK, sport to DK. I think Nanook is written for worsted. So math will be done. The collar looks like it's a good fit, though. Okay, now we have spinning, acquisitions, and other whatnot. So spinning. I actually have a basket here of stuff. Mostly natural colors. Well, let's start with what's on top, shall we? I have been prepping yogurt, which was bought Maryland Sheep and Wool 2014. It's Corriedale, Border Leicester Romney Cross. So the tips are a bit yellow, but you can see this is how it combs up. Gorgeous. Lovely. I've left a bit of the lanolin in. It's really not greasy, but it's not dry either. So this is that little nest unrolled, and it's really nice, really nice. I love it. So it's going to be a lot of yogurt. I'm not saving the combing waste, and I've struggled with what to do with the combing waste. I just don't want to have it around. I just don't. I'm sure I could card it or save it for stuffing, but all my baskets are just full to capacity, and I feel like I don't have the space for it right now, but I think in the future I need a better system for it. So it's on my mind. Okay, I had the delight to host some very special friends, fiber friends, this week at my house, this weekend. And a hostess gift was brought. This is a Cotswold lamb, and it is decadent and beautiful, and it's from the Ross farm. Look at that. I didn't weigh it, but it's a nice hunk of gorgeous gray fiber. Adorable. So yeah, first shearing, little special sheepy sheep. Speaking of Ross Farm, I got to hang out with Amy and Scooter Pie and with my family. I have these two, which are both Shetland sport weights. This is Demetria, and she's insane. This is another Shetland. This is a 3-ply though, Jasmine. It's like a Morit colorway. So I clearly needed more Shetland. And I got more Shetland, okay? First I got this, which is Cassie. This is Lamb. This is Insane. So these 3 things are going to be knit together. I think they would make an amazing hap shawl. I don't know if I have enough, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm too late for the hap along and everything, but that's okay. What else? Oh yes, also from the Ross Farm. And I have to get my phone out so I remember how to say this. I got a Shetland fleece. They brought 2 for me, 2 from which I could choose. Sorry, there's fiber floating. One was a Shetland and one was a Romney cross. And I haven't The Romney cross was beautiful and had this curl to it that was amazing. But it was very similar to a Lincoln fleece I currently have in color. So I went with the Shetland, which was significantly smaller. And I like a small fleece. The Jacob, the Cotswold Coopworth Lamb, and now the Shetland. And the Shetland's name, the sheep was named Moneypenny. And I'm looking up how to say what color she was, because there are a million, that's an exaggeration, there are a lot of Shetland colors, okay? Naturally occurring sheep colors. It's one of the coolest things about the Shetland. There are many cool things about Shetland. So, this is an Emskit. I think that's the color. It's an Emskit caped flecket. Emskit, E-M-S-K-E-T, caped flecket, which means that the sheep, I believe this, yeah, we laid it out and took a look. The sheep was mostly white, which I think is the Emskit, but had like a cape shape around its shoulders and part of its back of flecket, which is, let me just show you, okay? So I've done a little washing, and you can see, so this is the darker cape part. That's the Emskit. It's caped with flecket. It's an Emskit caped with flecket. This is to die for. Oh, Moneypenny. I'm a big fan. Hope I'm not dropping veg matter into my coffee. Darn it! That's not cool. All right. I need that coffee. So, beautiful. I'm very excited to start working with this. I'm not touching it yet, other than to wash it. And I'll give you the reason for that later on. But first, folks, I need to make sure my coffee is free of veg matter. Okay, I think we're good. Cheers. Nothing will stand between me and that. All right, now I did some more fleece washing. This is the Santa Cruz. Still got some veg matter in there that came from Swensty Fibertrek Sarah. And this is such an unusual color. It's not coming up. It's like a mocha color. A very gray brown. See this part right here? That's more what it actually looks like. So this is still a little damp, which is why I'm not futzing with it too much. Very inconsistent staple length, which Sarah told me about, but I wanted to try it. There's veg matter on my show notes. So yeah, I will be looking, as I process it, I'll be looking for more information about the Santa Cruz and sharing it with you guys. All right, more acquisitions. Oh, I forgot to show more spinning, actually. I finished spinning all of the Hog Island sample I had from History Unwound on my Hip Strings Tockley. So this will get plied up very soon into just a cute little bit of yarn. Other acquisitions, make sure I showed you everything. Yes. You know, I'm mixing acquisitions and spinning. My apologies. I have this on the wheel. This is Pigeon Roof Studios. It's a merino yak silk blend. And it's her Luminosity project. It's a one-of-a-kind colorway. It's a luxury blend. This is half of it. I am spinning it as a 2-ply. Fairly thin. And it's just lovely. Lovely stuff. And the colors are so me. I am so glad that Pigeon Roof and other dyers like her are in the world, because then I can have these colors. Okay. This acquisition from Turtle Pearl is a direct result of the Summer of S. Don't recall who it was that knit these socks, but they have the color self-striping. They have the colors of the Burberry scarf, you know, the famous one It was all the rage when I lived in Europe in the mid-90s. Yeah, so this tan, white, black, and red color, and it stripes. Love that. I have another yarn coming from Canada. It's not a custom order, but it's dyed to order, so it may be a few weeks. But what is it with these Canadians making all the yarns I like lately? Okay, last acquisition is school has started, right? So that means I am in Washington, D.C., picking up my daughter on occasion because she's back in school. And I live in the suburbs of D.C. Used to live in the city. But that meant I had to stop by Looped Yarn Works and pick up some more unicorn tails. So I finally, I'm collecting these. I want all of them. There are 30 colorways. So this time I went ahead and got Neon Peach, made famous by Mr. Stephen West. And I also have Antler, Silver Fox, and Flash Dance. I've had this colorway before on the vintage base. Let me give you these in a close-up. And they always ask me, what are you going to make? And I love just saying, I'm just collecting them. No specific plans at all. And that is just fine. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. So the shawl design is out to the testers. I'm so excited. I'm hoping for October, definitely by Rhinebeck, to have it out on Ravelry. I will have a coupon code for viewers. I don't have a name for it yet, but as soon as I can, I will have that published. I've worked really hard on it and spent a lot of knitting time on it, so I'm very excited. So what else? Shenandoah Fiber Festival is coming up, 26th and 27th of this month. And somehow, shockingly, there are spots left in a class with Deb Robeson. How did it escape my radar that she was even going to be there? I don't know. But popped up on my Facebook feed that there were spots left, and I believe there still could be spots left. So I am taking her all-day Saturday class. I wouldn't do that for most people because I really enjoy hanging out at that festival, and I'm hoping to go again just to hang out on Sunday. It's lovely. It's not too big, not too crowded, great vendors, decent food, and it's just a great time. I always enjoy myself. So I'm very excited though. Deb Robeson is one half, if you're not familiar, of the Fleece and Fiber Sourcebook, which is an amazing reference. Just good general bedtime reading if you're a geek like me. So we're going to be doing spinning rare breeds. I will be toting my ladybug with me. I'm going to give it a tune-up and a cleaning before I go. So I'm super, super excited. And it was not that expensive to take the class. So I really won't be doing much shopping on Saturday, but I'm really thrilled to be doing this. And I hope I don't make a fangirl idiot of myself the way I did at the 2014 Maryland Sheep and Wool. Because I saw her in the fleece barn and went up to her, introduced myself, and proceeded to act like an idiot. So that is very exciting. The Shackleton Along. The Shackleton Along is being done by Swenstee, Fiber Trek Podcast, and it's sort of has to do with the expedition to the South Pole, which was headed by Ernest Shackleton, and their ship was called, I believe, the Endurance. And I need to get some the biography or the book that tells about this expedition. I want to read that. I've heard bits and pieces, but it sounds like an interesting read. And the concept behind the craft along mirrors this expedition that he led that was almost like an insurmountable thing. But it was notable for the fact that, I mean, it took years. They were stranded. They had to break up their team, but everyone made it back alive. So it was a success. And I think they were able to achieve their goal, which had to do with getting to the South Pole. So translate that to fiber arts, and you need to pick a project that will push you to your limits, that will push you beyond what you've already done. Let's just put it that way. So there's a fair amount of things I could do. I've done, I have made sweaters that have started out as dirty fleece. So I've done that. That's a good one to do. I've never steeked. I'm not feeling that right now. I've started to sew, and I weave a little bit. See where this is going? I want to sew something with cloth that I have woven. Yeah, I don't know. This is just, to me, it seems like the perfect thing because it's a step into the unknown for me. And I'll probably have to improvise a lot along the way. There is no sewing Ravelry. There is no, okay, I have this fabric that's this weight. Here are the things, here's a database of things I could make with it. I'm relying on friends that sew. I'm relying on the Great British Sewing Bee, blogs, sewing blogs. So yeah. But I want to do it. And I want to make a garment. I don't want it to be, a bag would be a lot easier, for sure, because there's no shaping, there's less cutting of the fabric, and I don't have a big loom. So if I were to make, say, a top, I would have to sew panels together. So it could end up being disastrous. But that's what's on my mind for the Shackleton Along. And I need to go visit the thread that she has on the Fiber Trek podcast because, sorry. I want inspiration from there. So I do believe, my friends, that's it for today. I'm surrounded by, as usual, by piles of fluff and knitting. So until next time, you all take care.